Wanderer by Andrea Cubis. This picture reminded me a lot of when I was younger and lived in this wonderful town in northern Manitoba called Flin Flon. And the reason why it reminds me of when I lived up there is I think that was the time when I really did wander, and I was given the tools to go wander. I was in Girl Guides and Venturers, and my brothers were Boy Scouts, and my dad was a big promoter of us discovering things on our own. So that's kind of where this picture comes from for me, is it reminds me of my dad giving me and my brothers the tools and the knowledge and the courage to explore what was right around us. Now I know the scenery in this picture is nothing like Flin Flon, because I know all my Flin Flon people are going, I think you forget, this isn't what it looks like up here. The scenery actually reminds me more of where I live now. I live in southern Ontario, and there's lots of farmers' fields with the bank of trees off in the distance. So to me, this picture kind of combines my past with my present. And maybe if I'm really lucky, I'll be able to instill in my son the same sense of exploration and the desire to find out for yourself as my father had done for me and still does for me to this day. So what you've seen me do so far in this painting is I did a very light plain sky. We put in the tree bank in the back just by doing a very dark bluish green color, and then we did the yellows and browns to create the field closer. Now we're zooming in on where the boy is. I started off with his hair and slowly started to work my way down. There were a couple things afterwards that I looked at and I thought, ooh, didn't quite get that. And this is the part right here. As I drew the sides of his body with the jacket, I put it on an angle, and I don't know why I did that, because it kind of makes him look like he's reaching out, when really I wanted him to look like he was stopping and pondering and thinking about what he was seeing. The jacket was a dark blue, and then I used white mixed with that dark blue to create the highlights. As you'll see, he's got the one arm coming out and the other arm is out, you just don't see it. His body is blocking the second arm. As I went back and forth between the dark blue and the lighter blue that I had created, I kept kind of trying to blend it in to show a gradual change of light on his body instead of it being harsh, because the sky, if you look at it, was kind of more of a grayish color. It wasn't so much that it was a bright, harsh sun. Then I came in with white as my first color on this paper that you see me painting now. And I focused on the highlights actually to start. And then I came in with white mixed with some blue. And that was to kind of show where the crinkles and the shadow, because this boy would never hold a piece of paper perfectly straight. So that paper had to show that it was kind of crinkled up a little. Then I came in with some browns and highlights for those browns, just by mixing in the white again, to create some hunks of wood that had been left. Maybe the farmer hadn't quite finished cleaning up this part of the field, because to me there's a definite difference between where the boy is right now and off in the distance. The off in the distance is definitely a cleaned up field that is producing, whereas where the boy is right now is more abandoned. Lastly, I did the skin color. I wanted to do that last so that all the paint underneath was dry, so it wouldn't mix in with the skin color. I didn't do too much with skin color as it was mainly his hands, just the side of his face, not even getting into any details on that face, and his ear. After I finished up that skin color, I threw in some highlights for his hair so that he could be blonde, and also to kind of let the wind ruffle his hair. I had some strands going off the head because I can't imagine a little boy being able to go on an adventure like this and not having ruffled hair. Those were just some last highlights on the jacket and the paper. And this is my Acrylic April Challenge Day 25 Wanderer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great night, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next painting.